Kevin. Bill. Oh, God. The dean? Again?
Hey, Kel, I was thinking, when we go to the beach, how would you like to bring every...
Oh.
What's wrong? Bad news?
How about being told you have to take summer courses and show clear improvement in your academic achievement or you can't enroll next fall? How bad is that?
It's bad news.
I was just dreaming about being with you every day, right up to Labor Day. Swimming, playing tennis, sailing, movies, concerts. Now I gotta have my nose in a book.
Hey, it's not going to be that bad.
Joey, I'm going to be stuck in a campus library.
Well, I just so happen to know a lot of private places in that library. All right, and we made up, didn't we? Didn't let Dorian stand in the way of what we have. I think we can survive anything, including a few measly summer courses. Oh?
Joe, I'm sorry to interrupt. Where's Kevin?
Upstairs sleeping.
You better wake him up.
Yeah, sure. Why? What's wrong?
We got a problem. We need the whole family. Now.
Hey, there you are. Where'd you go?
I went to get us some breakfast. What are you doing?
You getting ready to go to work?
Wait a second. After what those guys did to you just yesterday?
I'm fine. But thanks. You were really wonderful last night. You know, you made me feel so safe. You really helped me get past this.
Andy, you gotta give yourself more time.
Forget time. I want revenge. I'm gonna go down to the station house and make those two creeps tell me who hired them to kidnap me.
No. Look. You gotta just let it go, Andy.
Antonio, what are you saying?
I just came up from Philly on the red eye to see you. See, I just couldn't go through the rest of my life wondering if it would have made a difference.
What would have made a difference?
Well, when you were in Lambview, I'd never had the guts, and then I was thinking, and if I don't tell her, So I flew up.
You flew up to tell me that...
Right. I mean, before you take your final vows, I just want you to know how much you mean to me.
Kevin's up. No guarantees to his alertness, though. He's a little more of a hibernator. So what's the problem?
Kelly, could you excuse us for a few minutes, please?
Cord, anything you say to me, I'm sure you can say in front of Kevin.
No, that's okay. Really. I have stuff to do. Like take back this dress to Aunt Dorian, for instance. Tell her I'm not going to that stupid party she's giving for her book. I will see you later so you can show me those secret places in the library.
You got it.
Bye-bye, Cord.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay, Cord, what's the problem? Come barging in, tell my girlfriend to get lost? What's up?
Kelly is Dorian's niece, and the problem is the party that Dorian is throwing.
That's what you woke me up to tell me? To talk about Dorian's party.
Well, if you would like me to remember anything you have to say, I think you better make me some coffee.
Better get your own coffee, because I want everybody on the same wavelength.
Man, what's happened to you? Why are you so serious?
Whatever happened to good old Cord, the one who used to just like to kind of hang out?
He got busy trying to help your mother. Now, are you guys ready to listen up?
You need toothpicks for your eyes?
No, I'm fine. All right, this better be good. What about Dorian's party?
I want both of you guys to be there tonight.
What? That's why you woke me up? Cord, I mean, what has gotten into you? You become CEO of Buchanan Enterprises, and now you think you run everybody's social calendar. Well, I'll tell you, pal, you better get a grip.
This is important. I want the whole family there.
Well, fine. I'm already gonna be there covering this fiasco for the Banner, so
Great.
yeah.
All right, Joey, what about you? Are you in with us?
No. I'm sorry, Cord. There's no way. I'm not going to that party.
I would just like you to hear me out, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you don't have to say anything. I know you're getting ready for your final vows and that...
Max?
Son of a gun.
What?
No more Angora sweaters, huh?
No, just sackcloth and ashes.
Oh.
Occasionally, on a really hot day, we put on our wool, but no more sweaters.
Oh. You know, this place, it's beautiful, the convent. And the church, I saw it when I first came in. It's very lovely.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Well, I certainly could see why you might want to stay here and be a member of this religious community. Look, I didn't come here to argue or talk you out of this or argue out of your commitment to the church.
Good.
Maggie, I just came to tell you how I feel about you.
Max, look, you don't have to do that because I know how you feel about me, I think. We're friends, right? I mean, we got really close in North Carolina, and then we had that great goodbye date, and you took me dancing on Lookout Point, and I truly want to be friends with you forever, so you don't have to say anything.
See, that's what I mean. That's why you don't have to say anything. Oh, I must be making you nervous the way I'm standing here and stumbling all over myself. I can't put an and and another together to make a sentence, but it's just, I'll get there, okay? I'll get. All right, look, I know you think that, you think of us as friends, and I try to think of us as friends, too. I mean, I sure make sure I act that way. Like, when I took you on your goodbye date, I did a good job. Actually, if you ask me, I did a great job of, keeping my distance emotionally. That's because I wanted you to have a good time.
Oh, I did. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. God, why is this so hard? I don't...
Because maybe, Max, you don't need to...
No.
Really...
See, I know I shouldn't be here, and I know this is supposed to be your time, and... I mean, you're supposed to be meditating and contemplating and doing all those things, getting ready for your final vows, but I was... You know, I was at Rhodey's last night, and I realized I never told you how I feel about you.
Oh, Max, this isn't the time.
No, well, it's got to be the time. I got no other time. You're becoming a nun. I don't have months. I don't have years. I don't have a chance to let it just happen naturally and see what comes out. I got today. After today, I don't have a chance to tell you how I feel, or to find out if you feel the same about me.
And how's that?
No, Carlotta, I've changed my mind. Let's try it over there.
Over here?
Yes. No, I need something a little higher. Let's try amongst the pictures. Don't you love all these books? Aesthetic clutter.
Wonderful.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was where we had it the first time.
Well, it's perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm going to go to the kitchen and check on those things.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Carlotta, there's something that I have been meaning to say to you all morning, and that is I know that you've gone all out helping me put together this party at the last minute, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate your work.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind, Mrs. Lord.
Not at all. And this is where we need to have a little talk, so please. Won't you sit down? Oh, siéntase, por favor. Gracias. I have an intriguing offer to make you.
Oh?
Yes.
After my book is published, I'm going to be focusing my attentions on Melodor.
Oh, yes.
Yes. You know, my niece's cosmetic firm. I'm going to infuse it with a lot more capital, hire new design people, management, just the whole thing. But I'm going to need a top-notch executive dining hall there at the Manning building. What they've got is just awful. And that means that I need you, Carlotta. I can rely on you.
Mrs. Lord, excuse me. That's a very wonderful offer, but I can't accept it. Now, when I told you that I was quitting, I explained the reasons why, yes?
Something, yes, to do with your sons and...
Yes, exactly. They have their own lives. Now, Antonio bought the diner for me, Mrs. Lord, for me to run. And although the diner is a wonderful symbol of our family, I don't want them tied down to it. Christian has a wonderful future as an artist, and...
Oh, yes, sure.
And Antonio... Well, Antonio is going to be a lawyer. I believe that. As soon as he can clear his name, he's set his sights far beyond Angel Square. So it's very important that I give him the freedom to make his own way in the world.
I've warned Carlo Hesser to keep his distance. If anything happens to you, he's going to answer to me.
Oh, my God. I don't believe this.
What?
Well, a minute ago, you're telling me that Hesser is ice. He'll do anything to anyone. And now you're telling me you threatened him. Don't you know he'll retaliate against you for that?
No, he won't. He's not going to come after me. He wants something from me.
What?
I don't know yet. But it's something personal. He wants me in his debt.
Oh, great. It's not enough for RJ to have you in his debt for the diner. Now Carlo wants to have you under his thumb, too.
Relax, will you? I'm never gonna owe him again. Just like I'm never gonna let him hurt you. I went crazy when I found out you were missing. I had my boys on the streets, turning this town upside down. It was killing me. It was killing me knowing that I might lose you.
That's how I felt when we were fighting. I thought I was gonna lose you, too. And then when that guy had his gun out and he was aiming it at me, and... I mean, my God, all I could think about was... I didn't tell Antonio I loved him before I left.
Look, I really appreciate you giving me the chance to explain. See, the two guys that I hired, well, I knew them from a long time ago. And I thought they were really reliable, you know. They used to be. And they were just supposed to grab Andy Harrison and hold her for a while, you know. And then when I called, they were just supposed to let her go. Except things got a little crazy, you know. But you got nothing to worry about, Mr. Hesser. I'm gonna take care of it, all right? There's no way the cops are gonna connect you to those guys.
Do I look worried?
That's good, Mr. Hesser, because I'm gonna take care of everything, I promise you.
Excellent. Thank you, Javier. In fact, I'm going to give you another chance. I'm going to give you a very important assignment.
Really?
Really? Yeah, this is probably the most important assignment of your life.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Hesser. Look, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Just name it.
Good. Now, come on. Now, Javier, this assignment is going to require a great deal of personal sacrifice.
Maggie, I can't get you out of my mind. If I just see another woman and she presses her hand through her hair, I think of you. Running your hand through your hair, and if she laughs, I think of you laughing and joking. If I have dinner with another woman, all I think about is how much fun I had with you at the country club and up on Lookout Point. And then you just walked out of my life. I I have to tell you, I need you to know that I can't forget about you.
I had no idea that...
I can't sleep at nights. I stay awake just thinking about you.
Really? Because, see, I've been thinking about you, too. In fact,
Really?
I had a dream about you. And...
What kind of dream?
Oh, no. See, I spoke to my superior, and she said that it's a very common dream
What kind
that
of dream?
nuns have. Well, you know, is it a dream?
Dream? Was I good? I'm sorry. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Please don't answer. I don't know why. God, I'm such a jerk. Listen, I don't even know why who am I to think that I have a right to fly up here just to tell you how I feel about you? I just knew that I couldn't go through the rest of my life without knowing that I told you how I feel about you.
I understand.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. And I am so glad that you told me how you feel, because, I feel the same way about you.
You feel... Does this mean you're not becoming a nun?
So then this is all about Kelly.
Yes. Look, Dorian was pressuring her into going to that party in the first place, and I was pressuring her not to go. Well, we fought. I hated every minute of it. Now, I backed off, but then Kelly decided I was more important, decided on her own she wasn't going to go to that party. I'm not going to jeopardize our relationship by going to the party on my own.
And I'm not even going to try and understand what Joey just said to you.
Well, I understand it, but I'm going to ask you to change your mind anyway, Joey.
No. I don't get Cora. Okay, wait. Forget for a minute the slime she's written about me. What about Mom? All right, Dorian has written terrible things about Mom. You want us to go to Dorian's party after the garbage she's written about Mom?
Actually, Vicky is going to be there.
Now that I understood.
Wait, what again?
What's going on?
You heard exactly what I said. Your mother is going to be there at that party, and I know that she would appreciate both of her sons being there to support her.
Why can't I ever find a pencil? I keep talking, Court.
Look, all I'm going to say is that if Dorian Lord is hell-bent on learning her lessons the hard way, Buchanan Enterprises is going to be more than willing to teach them to her.
Oh, that's...
And tonight, she's going to get her first lesson.
Why can't I never find a pencil in this place without
Joey,
college students?
you're the one who brought me into this. You asked me to help protect your mother from Dorian. I want you to be there tonight when I do just that. Think about it. I need you to be there.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. If Dorian Lord has to learn some lessons the hard way, then Buchanan Enterprises is willing to teach her. Is that what Court said, or did he say that he wants to teach her?
You know, Kevin, I think you're right. Ever since Court became the head of Buchanan Enterprises, he thinks he's in charge of this whole family.
No, Joey, this is something different. Something big is going to go down at that party tonight, and we have both got to be there. For Mom.
No. I won't do it to Kelly.
Oh, all right. After I get your statement, I'll talk to Bo about sending those two slugs upstairs for questioning.
I still think you should let him handle it using somebody else.
He probably will. Once we get a confession and we're ready to move in on Hesser. Linda, could you tell Jennings I need those guys brought up from the warehouse to upstairs?
Sure.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
I told you to stay away from Andy.
I'm only here as a concerned citizen. I have information about the person who recently assaulted you, Detective Harrison.
We already know who's responsible, Hesser. It's you.
I had nothing to do with it.
All right. Then who's this person that you have information on?
Sadly, it's a young man who did odd jobs for me. A minor associate. Please, come in. Tell them the truth, Mr. Perez. If you really want redemption, the only way is the truth.
excuse me?
All right, Javier. What gives? What do you know about the guys who kidnapped me and held me in the warehouse?
They were working for me.
Lie! Hey. You're protecting Hester. Tell the truth. You're protecting Hester.
Yes, I admit I have feelings for you. And yes, I think about you, Max. It's difficult not to think about you. And I had that dream about you. I admitted that.
Well, keep talking.
Well, see, I told all this to my superior because anyone who's about to become a nun has to talk openly about her feelings for any man that she may feel attracted to.
Oh, man, you don't know how long I've wanted to hear you say those words.
Max, look, I'm not you're not understanding.
I understand. I can't stop thinking about you. You can't stop thinking about me.
My feelings do not change any decision that I've made.
You're still going to be a nun?
Max, this is my choice. Please. This world is where I belong. I feel whole here. I feel fulfilled. All my life, I have been trying to prove something to my father. Here, I don't have to prove anything. Look, here I'm accepted for my inner goodness. You know, it's nurtured here. I'm challenged not to prove or disprove anything to anyone. Max, this is where it happens for me. This is where I'm going to find order and true meaning in my life.
Listen to me. I understand this need of yours for a sense of community and commitment and everything like that, but you can find it with someone else. You can find it with me.
No, I know that.
No, all I'm asking here is please just don't acknowledge your feelings for me and then turn away from them. Please, Maggie, just give it some time. Maggie, we got something so special that's going on between us, and for the first time, we're talking. We're open about it. Please, just don't trash it. Listen to your heart.
Back off, and that means now, Vega.
Honey, just calm down.
Go, man.
All right, Javier. What's with this?
It's just like I said, all right? I hired those guys, all right? I don't know where he's getting this stuff about Carlo Hester, but it was me. They were working for me. I just made the dumb mistake of going and telling Mr. Hester about it. He was the one who made me come down here and fess up.
That's really interesting, Javier. And just why would you hire these guys to kidnap me, possibly rape me, and kill me?
It wasn't supposed to be that way, you know. That was just supposed to scare you.
Why?
He's lying. He's doing this to cover up for Hester.
Just give me a motive that I can believe.
It's like this. He always had it in for me, Andy. You know, I decided that I wasn't going to put up with it anymore. First, you came at me when Mrs. Manning got mugged and she lost her baby. But you could not prove nothing. Then you kept busting my chops about either stealing or being in a gang or giving Rachel Gannon drugs. It was like you thought that I was the only guy in Angel Square who ever did anything wrong. Just a minute ago, when I walked in here, you looked at me like if I was dirt. You scum. So I decided that I would let you know what it felt like, you know? Except things got a little out of hand. Andy, I'm sorry. You're sorry? Vega, you lay another hand on this guy and you're in for assault.
Javier, last chance. Did Carlo Hester put you up to this?
No. Look, like I said before, when I told him, he said I should come forward and tell the truth. He said maybe I changed my life around and I could become a good man just like he did.
All right. Bring him down and have Gonzalez get a statement and put it on videotape. Make sure you read him his rights first.
All right, just let me get his rap sheet up on the computer. What's with you, Javier? You're gonna be a chump all your life? Don't throw your life away for him. He wouldn't do it for you.
Hey, I didn't order any food from you, diner man.
Just watch your back, Bobby.
Oh, Kelly, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. I still have so much left to do for my party, and your help is exactly what I need.
Well, yeah. I mean, no. That's not why I'm here exactly. Oh, I came to return the dress you bought me. You know how much I like it and everything, but I can't.
Fine. I say a woman can change her mind and return a dress if she wants to, because, especially if she's young and beautiful like you are, and there's a special party that has come on the horizon. It's very important how one feels about one's wardrobe.
See, that's not it. I can't come to the party. I'm not coming to the party. I can't do that to Joey.
I don't know how to explain this to you, and could we sit down? Somehow I feel like you're not hearing me, darling, because this party isn't about Joe. The situation isn't about Joe, although I know that the two of you, right now, feel as if you are forever. But, darling, believe me, there are going to be other Joes in your life.
Oh, Dorian, I am not going to change my mind.
Love is one thing, okay? It is a very precious, romantic, special thing. It is. One should never deny the importance of love. But family and the feeling that holds a family together, oh, my goodness, that is like a weed growing in the darkness. You never know how far down it goes, how deep the roots. And this party is not about my book or me. It's about the Kramers.
Great. Okay. So you're gonna have Blair and Cassie and...
I need you there, Kelly. I mean, the media is going to be there in force. We have to show a united front. This is the beginning of a new era.
I know this. You have told me this over and over again. I don't relate to dynasties, okay? I relate to one person. That person is Joey.
And I think that's wonderful. Oh, for goodness sakes, I forgot to tell you something, really. There's an important announcement that I'm going to be making at the party tonight. It's about Melidor. Your cousin Blair and I have decided to launch a new line of youth cosmetics. Yes, and we were hoping that you could work with us on it this summer.
Really?
Really.
What would I be doing exactly?
How would you like to be our model?
Are you saying that you're in love with me?
Maggie, I really believe I could be if we could just give it some time. Maggie, come on, give me a break here. We've been like two trains on opposite tracks going different directions. It just... When we met, I still hadn't started to deal with Luna's death, and you'd already set your life on joining an order.
See, that's right. That's right. We met at the wrong time, Max. It's too late. Look, our lives are headed in very certain directions, and sometimes people just need to accept the way things are.
No, we don't have to. We can jump off the train. Come on, Maggie, you're a daredevil, and so am I. We can find our way across. All we need is some time. If you could just postpone becoming a nun. Look, I told you, Luna talked to me in North Carolina, and she told me it was time to open up my heart. Well, Maggie, here I am. I'm ready. Please don't tell me to shut it down again.
All I'm saying is this is important to Mom, or she wouldn't be going to this thing at all.
Sometimes family comes first, little brother.
Like it or not, okay?
Okay.
Now, I am off to the Banner, and I will see you at that party tonight. Hi, Kelly.
Hi. What did he just say? You're going to Aunt Doreen's party?
No, well, let's not jump.
The same party you threw a fit about when I said I was going?
Did you hear me talking? That was Kevin talking.
So you're not going?
Well, I don't know. Kevin, you see, Cord is really on my case about how important this party would be to my family and my mom, and Kevin's siding with Cord like it matters in the first place. He was already going to the party to cover for the Banner.
Your mother's coming to the party?
Yeah, that's what Cord said.
And Cord's coming?
Yeah, and they're making it real tough for me not to go, but when you and I were fighting, I swore that wasn't... Didn't you take the dress back to Doreen?
Actually, no. I did take it back. But something came up.
Javier just signed his life away, 5 to 10 years in Statesville. Huh. If Javier's in prison, what motivation is that for him to help me?
You're missing something here. Javier already made a statement. He saw that you acted in self-defense that night. It's in writing. He signed it. If he died tomorrow, it would still hold up in court. Come on. We can still clear your name.
No, I think you're the one missing something, Andy. See, Carlo Hessel wants me in debt. That's why he had Javier come in here in the first place and tell the truth about what happened that night in the pool hall 7 years ago. But now he cut the guy loose. So what's to keep Javier from saying he doesn't remember it that way anymore? Or that I paid him to lie, or that you paid him to lie? Or maybe he was on drugs that night when he made the statement. Look, I'm telling you, Andy, he was my last chance, and now he's going down.
Not necessarily.
What?
There's a way to get Javier to hold on to his statement from before.
How?
Well, I'm the arresting officer. I could offer him a deal.
I think that you should definitely love someone again, Max. You should open your heart, you know. You're such a terrific man, and I've seen the way you love your kids and your friends, the way you must have loved Luna, but you can't open your heart to me. You can't love me.
Why not? Maggie, why not at least try? At least then we know for sure.
No, I know for sure already. Loving you is not what's right for me, Max, no matter how attracted I am to you, no matter how much I enjoy being with you. I cannot live that kind of life again.
What kind of life?
A secular life. I'm sorry. My journey has begun here. This is what I'm committed to. Max, you were a part of my life before I returned here, but this is my future. And I want you to have a wonderful life because you deserve that. But it just can't be with me. And I truly hope that you and I will always be friends because that's what I want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you came all this way and I had to hurt you. This is my choice, Max. Please be happy for me. I really wanted you to stay and watch me take my vows.
Now what? I don't think I could do that. I'm real sorry. I apologize. You have a nice life, sister.
So my whole future is at stake here. If I am the model for Melodor's new cosmetic line, do you realize I will be on every billboard in every magazine?
Wait a second. Are you sure that you want to be working for Dorian?
Well, I don't know.
Well, you do understand that there'd be certain drawbacks.
Sure. But I have got to go to this party, Joey. Aunt Dorian says it is a real big deal for the family.
Yeah. That's what Kevin and Cord are saying about my family, too. So it looks like we're going to a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's magnificent, isn't it, Carlota?
Yes, it's very lovely.
Oh, when I think this is the last party we'll plan together, then I'll never again see you walk through those doors in your nice, clean uniform.
Well, I'll keep in touch with you by reading your books, or you can stop by the diner.
And by using the free samples of my cosmetic line I'll send you.
Oh, that's very generous of you.
When I think of all the ordeals that I have survived the past few years, tonight's going to be a night I'll remember the rest of my life. I'm like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Sure, it will be a lovely party, Mrs. Lloyd.
Wait a second. The arresting officer can't offer a deal. It has to come from the DA's office. You can't give Javier leniency just to get him to stick to a story about me.
You'd be amazed how much leeway the detective in charge has. Anything that the DA can prove, anything he presents before the grand jury, has to go before me first.
Right.
So if Javier is sticking to his original story from before, maybe I could shift around a few details and he spends less time in prison. Believe me, it's a deal he'll go for, and he'll be an even better witness than before.
And there she goes again. Mi mujer la optimista.
Your girlfriend, the optimist? Believe it, Tony. Especially when it comes to helping a man.
I just hate that this is all happening after everything that happened to you in that warehouse.
I'm fine. And we're in this together, remember? It's not just your future at stake. It's our future.
All right, just say you're sorry. It wasn't supposed to end like this.